Why would you need a 360-degree camera for location scouting? Well, that's a great question. You know, when the whole virtual reality thing hit and all these rental houses were getting these big orbs that had all these multiple sensors all over them, and everyone thought that the movie-going experience was going to be VR. I never really got on that VR bandwagon, and I didn't really think it was going to end up turning out to be much other than, you know, video games and that virtual reality world that's pretty spectacular. But from a movie-going experience as filmmakers, not so much. But I did see the power of this camera because it shoots 360 degrees. And I thought, my God, if I'm able to go into locations and take this camera in there, I don't need to necessarily go back and revisit that location multiple times, which means you don't actually have to burn a location. Now, burning a location is where you're constantly going back with the art department, then you're constantly going back with the grip department, the electric department, and then you're also going back for shot listing and all these things that are kind of required to be as efficient as you can on set on the day when you're shooting. But this camera is pretty spectacular because what it does is, like I said, it shoots 360 degrees and it paints the stick out. So you have an uninterrupted view of the room wherever you go. So you're able to move it all around the room and it sees the ceiling, it sees the floor, it sees everything. Now, why would this be important? Well, it's because I found that this device literally can educate the whole production team. And it can educate the art department by seeing how many windows are around. It can educate them, oh, there's artwork there. Okay, we're gonna have to clear that, or we're gonna have to replace something over that artwork. So it even helps creativity because you're able to live in the space. Now, how is that possible? Well, it is. Because when you pull this out of the camera, these media files, and you put them into the Insta360 Studio app, you're able to swirl around the whole location and see exactly everything. So you're able to revisit the location at a timely manner when you want to spark that creative nature and you want to revisit it. Because there's a lot of times where you're thinking about shots and you're thinking, you know what? I wonder if there's enough room to get a little jib arm in there and, you know, push through. And sure enough, you know, you're seeing 5, 10, 15, sometimes I see 30 locations in a day. And they just blend into one. So you can't necessarily remember all the specific things. And then to go back adds more time, more money, transportation, locations department, asking the owner to be at the mansion, you know, and then you start to burn that location. So when you finally are able to shoot there, they've been so burned with us coming all the time that they're going to charge a higher rate. They're going to start to nickel and dime on things. So you can see how this domino effect happens. So if you can deploy a device that can really educate so many departments where they can see it and revisit it without going back there and feel like you're one inside the location, well, that's a slam dunk for sure. It also educates the transportation department because I'm not only doing, let's take this example of this room here. We're shooting in this room and then maybe down that hallway, right? Okay. So I would go with my 360 camera and I'm going to show you how I do all this so you can see it. But let's say I do all that. I don't just do the places that we're shooting. I go outside and see what's outside the windows. So if I want to bring light through those windows, I'm seeing the terrain. I can start to see, oh my God, that's so uneven as hell. We're going to have to put scaffolding out there. Or, wow, I can fit a condor in that backyard. No problem. I also go down the street. So transportation can say, oh my God, there's plenty of street parking there. We can park all the trucks along the road. We can permit that. It's going to be awesome. And as I'm walking by, oh, is that a parking lot over there? Oh, that's going to be base camp. So now I'm starting to educate the transportation department. Obviously, grip and electric. I'm not only doing the room, but I'm going out, like I said, and looking outside windows where lighting might come in. And also, I'm doing the cable runs. So I'm going down the street where the generator might be placed, behind a building so it's not a sound issue, down the street a little more, whatever it is. I do a whole perimeter of the location and then go up and down, and I also log all this on my sun path and a shot of the location so I know exactly where the sun is going to be when we shoot there. So you can start to see all the wheels starting to turn.